Hi, Gwendolyn Adria. So, long time no video on my part. I'm so sorry. I completely dropped off the map last time it was my turn. So much has happened. I was thinking I would do one video of life updates and another video that's more thematically focused, a makeup video. Um, this is going to be life updates. So, immediate life update. I am wearing a shirt from the Top Pot Donut Dash I did this morning. I had to get up really early and get down there, and then all the coffee they had was regular, so I couldn't have it. And I was real tired, and it was raining. These are all of the clothes that I was wearing, or had with me on the donut run, and they're drying because they're soaked through. Also, behind that is my piles and bags and shelves of books. Look away from my shame. But after all of that, it was really nice. Like, even being soaked, it was terrible waiting up for it. But once it started, it was really nice. And I haven't done any sort of group run in a while. But I forget how much easier it is to run quickly when there are other people around. That was good. A communal spirit. I also realized I haven't done a video since before my Montana trip. So that went really well. The documentary crew and I went down to Montana. We stayed in Missoula. And it was me, Francis, the director Ryan, the editor Ian, and the animator Lisa, and Ida, who you both know. She was there, I think, on that last day when I think Adria, you were house sitting for Francis, and we all hung out before Gwendolyn moved away. But yeah, I got to sit in the back seat with Ida, and it was a lot of eating. We went to this place called the Good Food Store, and I thought it was going to be some rural quick mart. It was so fancy. It looked like a museum. This is like Whole Foods, but not a chain. It was real nice. We went crazy. We got to hike. We hiked up a mountain, and we hung out in the mill or around the mill that Hugo wrote Degrees of Grey in Phillipsburg about, which we weren't supposed to, which was also cool. We hung out at this bar to chat up the locals in Phillipsburg, and they kept talking about this guy named Raw Meat who used to be a miner, and he's just like this elusive, very suspicious figure. And I can't remember if it was him or someone else, but they were flying a helicopter into the main stretch of Phillipsburg and would just shine a spotlight in the bar to say hi to the waitress. Our director Ryan proposed to said waitress. What else happened? We hung out with Lois Welch, who was James Welch's wife, and she was a pioneering scholar at the University of Montana. I think the first woman professor, but brought feminist criticism into the English department, and we stayed at her house for hours and hours, just talking about feminism and the West, and what it had been like when this whole wave of writers was making it big through the program that she was running. It was one of the best nights of my life. So that was a big life-consuming thing, and part of the reason why I missed the video after was I didn't take any vacation time from Chin Music, so I just worked extra beforehand, and I work extra after, and I was, just constantly working during that week, and I'm really excited because some cool things have been happening at work. First of all, the first book that I edited is published. It's printed. It's got some nice metallic action, and apparently some egregious typos that were not in the version that we sent to the printer, so that's a bummer. I'm also excited because we got this project Ghost of Seattle Past that is collecting stories of places in the city that are lost. And one of the reasons they went with us instead of a different publisher was that we were really anxious to make sure they fleshed out the map. They filled in gaps where people weren't submitting as much. We wanted to help them get entries from communities that weren't represented yet. So, like, we publish a lot of Asian translations, and like, because of that, we're really connected with the ID, the international district. Like, we're constantly opening stuff at Wing Luke. And we're like, hey, there's no internment story in here. And so we were going to find that. And then also, I mean, it's a anthology about displacement, about places getting pushed out. And so we're hoping we could get some sort of perspective from the homeless community, and like how that adds a whole nother layer. Cover story of real change. So, like, we didn't want them to interview us necessarily, but already one of their vendors, like, wrote to us this incredible entry with, like, a bunch of different places. So we're, like, picking stuff, and word spreading otherwise. Facing Homelessness, they have, like, a Facebook page where they take pictures and kind of our communication hub with the homeless community in Seattle. And they're gonna help us, like, reach out to people. So it was just like, finally, like, things are coming together, and the deadline is next Saturday. Like, this next Saturday, the 30th. And then, like, we'll be following up with people. But this is, like, a huge time and energy consuming part of my life that is now gonna, like, we can dig in more behind the scenes, which is exciting. So that's been my life recently. A lot of work, basically. Yeah, more to come, hopefully. As the documentary winds down in this last month of Higo House, I'll get to, like, find a new balance and develop other parts of my life. But for now, that's what's going on. See you next week and next video, depending on what order you watch these in.